This conference will now be recorded.
Right, let's start today's session. So in the last session of Python, we were discuss about please mute your audio. Sai Nikhil. Yeah, let's start today's session. In the last session, we were discuss about types of arguments in Python functions. Like these are the four types of arguments we were discuss. One is positional arguments, keyword arguments. Next one is default arguments. Finally, variable length arguments. These are the four types of arguments we discussed in the last session. Okay, positional arguments, keyword arguments, default arguments, variable length arguments. Positional arguments means the arguments which are passed to a function in correct positional order. Then that type of arguments are called positional arguments. In positional arguments, order of the arguments or position of the arguments are important. Okay, so now, for example, you can see these are the positional arguments. My function name is f1 and we are changing the position here. So that's what in this case result is different. In this case result is different. This is positional argument. So let's try to run this program once so that you will get clear idea. So now you can see I executed this program. I have a function f1. These two arguments are there like name and message. And now coming to this, in this positional argument, hello Mohan, hi is coming because of this 7 line, and 8th line I change the position of the arguments. Result also change, hello hi Mohan is coming. But keyword arguments means the arguments which are passed to a function by using keyword names or parameter names is called keyword arguments. In the keyword arguments, no need to maintain any position or order of the arguments. Position or order of the argument is not required in the keyword arguments. Keywords are must be required. So let's look into this example. I include keyword arguments also here in this f1 function. These two are act as a keywords of this f1 function. So we are supplying keyword through some values. Name is a keyword, Mohan is the value, and message is a keyword, hi is the value. But while working with keyword arguments, order is not important. If we change the order also, the result will be same. So let's look into this. Here I am changing order. This keyword is first and this keyword is second. Again, message is the keyword first, later name keyword, but both are same result is giving. And while working with keyword arguments, order is not important, keywords are important. We can also use one keyword and one positional arguments, but make sure that first we have to provide positional arguments, then after keyword arguments clear. So first we provide positional arguments, then after keyword arguments. But don't provide first keyword arguments, then after positional arguments. It leads to error. Suppose when we try to this, now when we place mouse pointer on here, positional argument after keyword arguments it's saying. So first we have to pass positional arguments, then keyword arguments, later you have to use. But here it is saying what actually positional arguments after keyword arguments is available, but this is not correct. Positional argument compulsory should be first only while working with one keyword arguments and one positional arguments clearly. Next, default arguments we discuss. Default arguments means once we declare a function with default arguments, while calling that function, you need not to pass any values. If you don't pass any value to the function will work by taking its own parameter that is called default parameter. Let's look into the program. This is default arguments. But while working with default arguments, we can also use non-default argument, but non-default argument always first, then after default arguments only how to use. So this is the default arguments course. If when we call this function f1, when we don't supply any course value, how many times you are not supplying course value? Each and every time course value by default Python. Suppose here I just supply the name only, but I didn't supply for them course. For these two persons, course is default Python only. But in this case, I supplied the name and also supply the course. For these two persons, their course only will be applicable, that is C, C++. Even when we create a function with the default arguments, okay, if you pass the default argument value, your supplied value only will be considered. If you don't pass any value, then default value will be considered here. So this is the default arguments actually. Next, variable length arguments we discuss. Variable length arguments means we can supply any number of values to the function including zero number. So I discussed already variable length arguments here in the last program. This is variable length arguments we can declare like this. So to declare variable length arguments inside the function parameter, compulsory star should be association. So the variable which is preceded with star symbol declaration, this is called variable length arguments. In this f1 function, we are supplying any number of values including zero number. This n value is going to working fine. Now you can see 10, 20, 2, 3, 4, 10, 20, 30, 40 like this one. This is clearly available. But in what case we use this variable length arguments means sometimes we can pass number of values to the function for doing some operation like add. So in the last session we discussed this star n takes by default tuple format only. Just wait a minute. Generally, in most of the articles, you are going to find what is star args, and star star kw args. What is star args and star star kw args? Okay. See, star args means Mr. Pratap, switch off your audio video. Okay. Pratap is there. Okay. Now, what is star args and star star kw args? See, star args means it's a variable length arguments only, but most of the articles you are going to able to see this star args only. But star args means don't think so. This is different. It's a variable length arguments only. The name args is not compulsory. You can take X or you can take Y. You can take your name. You can take any variable like this. But most of the articles you are able to find that star args only. Star args allows us to pass number of values to the function. Okay. Keyword arguments, yes. Star star KWRs are keyword arguments. I'll explain that also. Star args allows us to pass number of values to the function. Any number of values to the function we can supply, including zero number also. We discussed this star args in the previous example. Look at here. So for example, here in place of n, I'm going to take star args. Star args is what collection? I said tuple collection by default. So when we call this function add function, we are supplying two values. These two values will go to here, and each and every value we are collecting and display them here. Okay, s equals to 0 for I in args, s equals to s plus I. Every time we are adding, So sum of two numbers, sum of four numbers, sum of five numbers, sum of six numbers, like this, any numbers you can pass it. It will store tuple collection only. In my last program, I explained clearly here this program. Okay. Yes. Next, we'll talk about this one today. Star star KW means what? See, star args by default stores the values in which format? Tuple format actually. It will store in tuple format only. So star args allows us to pass number of values to the function. Star args by default store the values in tuple format only. Okay. Next, what about star star KW args? Star star KW args allows us to pass number of keyword arguments. Keyword arguments. Keyword arguments means key is required, value is required. That is, both combination is called keyword arguments only. Star star KW. One star indicates keyword, other star indicates KW args. This is very important. This is also important. You are going to see those who already joined or enroll for my full stack Python development. You are going to see in our upcoming session, even when we finish Python, when we start Django, REST API, Flask, and so on, other, there also you'll be able to find this star arcs and star star KWs. Many times I'm going to use this one. So star star KW args allows us to pass number of keyword arguments to the function. Number of keyword arguments to the functions. But star star KW args by default store the values in DICT format. What format it is? Dictionary format. In my previous examples, especially when I was discussed data structures, like dictionary means it's a key and value pair. So star star KW args, key means keyword, arguments means values. By default, store the values in which format? Dictionary format only. Here, the star star KWRX name also not compulsory. You can take double star X, double star Y, double star N, like that only. So in place of KWRX, you can take any name, but just better to maintain this standard name so that it will be easy for understand. So let's try to give an example of star star KWRX. Let's go to testify. Now in this testify, I'm writing for I in star star KW args. Okay, for I in, sorry, I have to create a function first. It's my mistake. So function is having star star KW args colon. Right now I'm not implementing anything inside this function body. Just mention it pass. Later you can just go there and implement it your logic. First let's call the function. But this function is having parameter called star star KW args. It's accepting values from the user, but each and every value should associated with key. So here A is a key, value is 10. B is a key, value is 20. C is a key, value is 30. How many keyword arguments I am supplying to this F1 function? 3. 1, 2, 3. Each item is having value as well as a key as well as value. Even you can see employee ID equals to 123, employee name equals to Sai, just employee address equals to HYD, employee age equals to like this 45. So now I'm passing next time, second time I'm calling the function F1. How many keyword arguments I'm passing? 1, 2, 3, 4 keyword arguments I'm supplying. Any number of keyword arguments we can supply to this function because your function is having what? Star star KW args. Now as soon as when we call this function like this, now we can see I'm just calling the function here. Okay, when we call this function, these all values will go and stored into KWRs in what format? Dictionary format. DICT format only here. DICT dictionary format only it will store. Let's try to write the logic now this time. Okay, so we'll go for function and try to write the logic here. In this, I'm taking past keyword, I'm removing for K and V. What is this K and V? Just it's my loop variables. You can take any other loop variables, like in place of key and V, you can take any other loop variables, no matter it is. But as per my requirement, I'm taking K for keys, V also, V for values only. Key value pairs I'm taking here. Okay. So you can take I comma J also, it's not a matter. K, V, K for key, V for values. Okay. In where my key values are going to store, KWRs. So KWR. KWRs is what collection? Dictionary collection. This dictionary is having items function. You know that in dictionary, items function is there, keys function is there, values function is there. To get the items from the dictionary, we use items. To get only keys, we use keys. To get only values, we can use values function. Right now, I'm using what actually? Items only. So this is item function, items only. In this items, I'm going to print this key, my own requirement, like this colon I have to give. Key and value should be separated with colon I am taking. Then V I'm taking, V for value. Now observe, when we call this F1 function, A value 10, B value 20, C value 30, three key value pairs are going to store inside the dictionary. In this dictionary, items I'm getting, these items I'm separating key, K value is A. V for value means 10 only. Next time K, B and V value is what? 20 only, like this. Let's try to run this first. After that, I'll keep the breakpoint and check it once. So now you can see we are supplying number of keyword arguments to the function A10, B20, C30. Now EID 123, ename SAI, address HYD, ES 45 only. Okay, yes. So this is the case clearly here. So EID, ename,
वो स्टार्ट हो मीट
hey
आईडी
Mr.
दिया है कुछ
अरे क्या चल रहा है? Rasmi Ranjan, please mute your audio. Mr. Rasmi Ranjan, hello. अरे क्या चल रहा है? Rasmi Ranjan Sahu. Who is he? Give me. Uh, no Rasmi Ranjan Sahu here. Dismiss. Don't give links to anybody, to your friends and all. Okay. So if I don't find immediately, I can dismiss from this meeting. Don't do that, please. Now coming to this here. So here A value 10, B value 20, C value 30. So employee ID, employee name, employee address, employee age. Okay. So these are the values are coming. Let's skip the debug and try to find how the values are evaluated. So let's start debugging for this program. Now, once debugger window started, function key plus F8. Now I'm calling F1 function and just go there, you get F1 function. After this, now expand this and check out what collection is there. You can see By default, star KWR stores a dictionary collection, DICT. Okay, dictionary collection. So when we hit this F function key plus F8, dictionary is having items A10, B20, C30. One by one items are coming from this dictionary. You can see these are all dictionary objects. Items are there in KWRs. In KWRs, dictionary items are there. You can see when we place mouse pointer on it, each item is available with key and value. And from there, I'm accessing K key, A value. Value is 10 only. It's a key only, dictionary key here. Okay, it's a dictionary key only, string key. And it set the value. What is the value? 10 only. So here also when we place mouse pointer on K, A value is holding there. A is a key, B is a value. Once we hit this next iteration, K is a B, value is 20. K is a C, value is 30, like this. Next time when we call this all dictionary, these keyword arguments stored into dictionary collection, dictionary items, each and every value separated. Key is EAD, value is 123. Key is ename, value is Sai. Key is eAddress, value is HYD. Key is EH, value is 25. So we got this output similar. So star KW args allows us to pass number of keyword arguments to the function, not only values. But here one star indicates means what? Only one star indicates when we go for only single star, what will happen, sir? Is there any error? Yes, sir. You can see F1 got an unexpected keyword argument A only. Okay. So this is star means number of values it will possible, but number of keyword arguments not. Compulsory second star is required if you are dealing with number of keyword arguments. So key and value pair must. Okay, values are coming. Keys also coming. So this is star KW args clearly. What is this? Star KW args. So number of keyword arguments are available in this case. Let's coming to this. Star args allows us to pass number of values to the function. Star KW args allows us to pass number of keyword arguments to the function. Star KW args by default stores the values in dictionary format, and star args will store the values in which format? Tuple format only. This is tuple format, clear. Got my point? So these two are the important things. And for your kind information, star args is not a different thing. Star args is a variable length arguments only. Don't get confused. Variable length arguments means here star args is also called as variable length arguments. We can pass any number of values to the function using this. Okay, let's try to go for other discussion like positional arguments, keyword arguments, what we discussed in previous session. Today I need to include two more things like positional only arguments. Positional only arguments. Positional only arguments. Next, keyword only arguments. Keyword only arguments like this. Positional only arguments and keyword only arguments. Strictly remember, positional only arguments, positional arguments not same, different. Keyword only arguments, keyword arguments not same, different. Okay, let's give the clarity about these two also. Positional only arguments, keyword only arguments. Okay, let's try to do this. Sometimes we can pass to the function only positional arguments, not for keyword arguments. In that context, we can go for positional only arguments function declaration. Sometimes we need to pass to the function only keyword arguments, not positional arguments. In that context, we can create a function or define a function with keyword only arguments. Let's create one function, test6. Let's move to this function. Consider this function add a comma b. Just it's very simple and straightforward example I'm telling. A plus b. This function accept two values from calling place, and this function I'm passing with keyword arguments also. Now we can see line number 5, I'm calling this function with positional arguments. Line number 6, I'm calling the same function with keyword arguments. A is a key, B is a key. Values are 10, 20. In this context, this function works fine, sir. Both the ways this function will work fine. Either you can call this function by passing positional arguments or by passing keyword arguments. Anyways, it will work, no problem at all. Okay, let's run this. Now you can see we are getting output 2 times. This 30 is for this one, and this 30 is for this one only. So what you understand in this program, add function will work in both cases. Either you can call add function by passing positional arguments, or we can call add function by passing keyword arguments only. Both the case it will work fine. But my requirement is I want to define a function for accepting only positional arguments, not keyword arguments. And at the same time, I want to define a function to accept only keyword arguments, not for positional arguments. How to do it? First, let's talk about positional only arguments. If you want to define a function to accept only positional arguments, after arguments, you have to use slash. What slash? Forward slash. This indication is what you know. Your function is only accept positional only arguments, not keyword arguments. Means line number 5 calling is valid. Line number 6 calling is invalid. First, let's comment this. Now line number 5 I'm calling. Let's working. Yes, it's working fine. Now line number 5, just comment it. And again line number 6, uncomment it. Now this time you can see this function defined at this moment to accept only positional arguments, but you are supplying keyword arguments. Once we hit this, now you can see type error you got. Add function got some positional only arguments passed as keyword arguments only. That meaning is what? This function got some positional only arguments, but got keyword arguments only. We are supplying keyword only. A is a key, B is a key only. That's not work, because you define a function by accepting only positional arguments. So positional arguments only will work. Line number 5 calling is the correct calling. Line number 6 is invalid. Now you can see this will work. So strictly remember how to define a function to accept only positional arguments. Means after defining a function parameters a and b, you must and should use hash, sorry, slash, backslash, sorry, forward slash. It's my mistake. Forward slash. So this is positional arguments. Next we have keyword only arguments are here. How to define a function to accept only keyword arguments, not for positional arguments? Simple. While defining the function, before parameters, we have to use star symbol. Now you can see, let's cut this. I'm using star symbol here. Before parameter star indicates this function accept only keyword arguments, not positional arguments. After parameters, when we use forward slash, that is called positional only arguments. Means we can call the function by passing positional only arguments, not keyword arguments only. Now this time, this function is defined as a keyword only arguments, but you are calling this function by passing positional arguments. It won't work. Add function takes 0 positional arguments, but you are given 2 only. 10, 20 positions arguments you are given. This will not work. Let's comment this. Again, line number 6 uncomment. Now line number 6 is a valid calling for this add function, because this function you defined as a keyword arguments function, but you are passing keywords only here. Now you can see keyword only arguments. That is perfect. But you can't use one star here, then after that one slash here. This is ambiguity. Okay. If you want to accept positional as well as keyword both, don't declare this one. Only you can remove star, you can remove slash. Automatically this A and B, either you can call them by passing positional arguments or keyword arguments like this. But if you do like this, it is invalid syntax, syntactically wrong. It is ambiguity. Either you can work with positional only arguments or we can work with keyword only arguments, anyone. But both you want, you can do like this: no star, no slash. It will work both the cases fine, sir. Normally, you can define a function with parameters. You can call that function either passing values or either passing keywords through also. So this is about complete types of arguments in Python. 4 type of arguments, but these two are not a separate type of arguments. These two comes into these two only. Okay. So this is about types of arguments in Python. But strictly remember, types of arguments or parameters are different. Types of variables are different. Variables means values, what we include inside the function. This is variable A. But this is what actually parameters. These two are arguments or parameters. This is variable actually. You can differentiate, try to identify the variable separate and parameters are separate. So variables means inside the function body section, what you declare, that is called variables only. Okay. Yes. So these are the types of arguments inside the within the functions only. Let's try to discuss more things about functions now. So there is one simple concept is there, that is called function aliasing in Python. What is function aliasing? Alias means giving other name to a function is called function aliasing. Okay. So just giving other name to a function is called function aliasing. Whenever we give the other name to the function, what is the advantage means, if you delete one name of the function, still you can able to call that function with other name only. That is possible, sir. Once we change the name of the function, that is alias name, the flexibility is what? Once we delete a function, we can still call the function with other name. That is the advantage. Let's try to discuss about function aliasing concept here. So let's talk about function aliasing. Now function aliasing means giving other name to a function. Right now my function name is f1. Inside the function body, just I'm printing hello. I'm calling f1 function. F1 function is working fine. Let's run this test 7. Hello. But now you can see, if I delete f1 function definition, after deleting f1 function, if I try to call at line number 6, it won't call, because you have deleted the definition of the function, but still you are trying to call that function, but you will get error. What error? Obviously name error. The reason is what? Name f1 is not defined. Yes, you define at line number 2, but at line number 5 you delete that definition. Once you delete that definition, how we can able to call them again with this f1 function? F1 name is gone. So again, you are trying to call this f1 function. That's what we notice, this name f1 is not defined here. In this context, if we delete the name of the function, still you have a option to call the function. Okay, what option? Just observe function aliasing option here. I'm giving alias name to the function f2 equals to f1. F1 I'm assigning to f2. So here f2 is act as alias name, f1 is act as a original name. So both names are there here. F2 equals to f1 are here. So there is underline squiggly is there, some white color squiggly is there. When we place mouse pointer on it, so what it is saying, reformat the file. Let's reformat the file. That's all. So reformat means arranging the what we can say, code into well-structured format. Let's reformat. Automatically it will work. Okay. Now you can say f2 equals to f1. f2 is a alias name. Now this time we can see f1 will work and f2 will work. Both names through we can call function. Names are ready. F1 is there and f2 is there. Both names are working fine, sir, in this case. 2 times we got this output. But advantage here what? Once we delete the name of the f1 function, df f1, still we have an option to call what actually, still we have an option called f2 function through we can call it as, because I'm trying to delete one name. So del f1. So once f1 name is deleted, still you have an option to call f1 function with other name called f2 only. F2 through I am calling that function. Okay, this is alias name. So this is a function alias name. But here one thing, just in Python, how to identify the memory address of the object? Can anybody tell how we can identify the memory address of the object in Python? Which function is required? Yes, exactly, Mr. Mayur. Uh, ID function is required. ID. ID is required. So ID is a built-in function. It is used to find the memory address of object. So for example, you can see f1 and f2, two objects are there, means two function names are there. I want to find the identity for them. ID of f1, next print ID of f2, ID of f2. So once I run this, now you can see identity, ID of f1, ID of f2. What is that ID of f1? Same, 9984 memory address, 89984 same unit. That's the reason even one name is deleted here, other name is going to work fine. Okay, this is alias name, this is the main name. Both names are working because of both are having same identity. If we delete one name of the function, other name is there, you can call them with other name only. This concept is called what actually? Function aliasing concept, we can say that. Now coming to the nested functions. Nested functions, I'm not discussing in detail right now, but anyway, that nested functions we'll discuss in our advanced Python programming in upcoming sessions like object-oriented programming, decorator, somewhere we use that. But just I'm giving a little bit clarity about nested function, how to create and how to call them now. So generally, up to now, we discuss only straightforward functions. I just create a function with a name and I call that function clearly. But nested function means what you know? We can declare or define a function inside another function. That is called nested function. A function which is having one or more functions within it again. That is nested functions clearly. So how to work with nested functions, we'll look into now. How to call it important here. Once we create a function, that function straight away we can call it easily. But whenever the function is present inside another function, then how to call it and how it will work, you can see. We have a function called f1, print hello. This function, you know that we are calling this done. Next, I'm including one more function inside this function f1, df f2 only. Now print, I can say hi. So where do I call this f2 function? Tell me. In which line number? I want to call f2 function here. F2 is belongs to f1 only because this indentation levels you just observe here. This indentation level, this function body indentation level same. That means this line, these two lines under comes into f1. This line exclusively under comes into f2. You know that this total code will execute when we call f1 only. So f2 function we should call at line number 6. That too here only. This is the way to call. Because main where we define the function, that indentation levels need to be matched. Look at here, line number 4. Indentation line is matching here. This line and this calling is matching. At the same time here, outer function, this line and this line is matching indentation. So calling this f1 function, defining the f1 function, both indentation should match. Here defining the f2 function, calling f2 function, both are matching like this. Once we hit this, now we can see we got this f1 function I called, f2 function also it's calling here, and f2 function is going to work. But now, if I just comment this, what is the result you are getting? Tell me now. I just commented at line number 9. What result you are expecting? But I called f hi. Hi is not work. Sorry. Okay. Mayur is correct. None means nothing. Yeah, nothing. Nothing will come actually. That is right. So no output is going to come. The reason is all these lines, line number 2, line number 4, line number 5, line number 7, everything, it's a part of body of the F1 function. So when we don't call F1 function, how this total body of the F1 function will execute? So it's a very simple. So no output is going to display. Okay. So here clearly F2 is depending on F1 only. If F1 we don't call, then F2 will not work. Even it's calling here inside, but control flow should jump into inside the F1 body. So control flow is not going to jump inside the F1 body because we have not called F1 function. Let's release this. Now this time control flow will move into F1 function body, and when it comes to F1 function body, F2 also there, F2 is called here, F2 is going to work. But when we comment this F2, now this time what output you are expecting? I just comment line number 7. Yes, it's going to be execute hello F1 outer function only execute. Now only hello is coming. That's it. Okay. But let's call inside the F2 function one more function I'm creating. df F3 print welcome like this. Okay, welcome. So next what I'm trying to do, F3 here, F3 function empty. So now we can see nested functions clearly. A function which is having one or more functions within it inside the body is called nested function. Let's adjust this. Now you can see this is nested. Inside the F1, F2 is there. Inside the F2, F3 is there. But F3 calling, F2 calling, F1 calling, all are calling. So mainly we have to call F1 function only because total logic is present inside the F1 only. If we don't call F1, then no function will work fine. Let's run this. Now you can see we are getting hi, hello, welcome. If I comment this line number 9, so immediately you'll get what actually result is completely false, nothing. Because F1 is main function. If I don't call F2 function, then only hello is going to display because of calling F1. F2 is not called means F3 also will not work. And if I don't call F3 function, F3 only will stop execution. There is no calling at F1, F2 is going to work fine, sir. No problem. So this is the case. Yes, exactly. So this is nested function creation, nested functionality, how to do it. Now next there is one more type of function is there like recursion function. Recursion is not a function. It is moreover, it's a process. So recursion is what process in the sense? Recursion is a process, a function that calls itself every time. That type of functions we can call it as recursion function only. And once again, I'm telling you, there is no function name in Python called recursion, Recursion. Recursion is just a mechanism or it's a process. So what process? Whenever a function that calls itself every time, that type of mechanism is called recursion mechanism. We can say that. What is that? Recursion mechanism. Recursive function, we can say that. So what is the best example of recursive function means factorial function to find factorial of given number. Okay. So let's try to quickly find the factorial of given number here. Factorial of n equals to n into factorial of n minus 1. N minus 1. This is the formula, standard formula. Suppose I want to find factorial of 3 only, sir. So how to do this? 3 into factorial of 3 minus 1. What is that? 2 only. But finding factorial of 2 purpose also same function should call or not? Finding factorial of 2 purpose, we have to call same function. So 2 into factorial of 2 minus 1 in the sense 1 only. Again, for finding factorial of 1, we have to call same function. 3 into, yeah. GCD, yes, completely, that is. 3 into 2 into 1 into factorial of 0 only. Factorial of 0. Next, coming to this, 3 into 2 into 1 into factorial of 0 is 1. Total result is 6 only. So this is just recursive. A function that calls every time itself is called recursion, but we need to write logic here. Okay, we need to write logic with Python. But actually, to find factorial of any number in Python, you need not to write any logic explicitly, because there is a built-in module or built-in library is there in Python that is called math, M-A-T-H, math. So math library is there. When we use math library, automatically you can able to find any number factorial number, because there is a factorial function is there which is available by default under the math module. But let's try to write, yes, math dot factorial, not fact, it's a factorial only. So first I have to write logic only, customization logic only. Later I'll show you math module to how to find a factorial number. So let's go to other program. Here I'm trying to use this one. So now try to create one function with a name called factorial, or any name that is your wish, n, factorial of n only. Now you can see I'm taking pause and I'm calling the function here. So what is this? Factorial of just 3 is. I'm giving just directly 3. Even if you want to accept any value, you can accept at runtime. So factorial of 3 is factorial of 3. 3 value goes to where? Here only. Sometimes n value equal to 0. So if n equal to 0, that means factorial of 0 is what? Result is what? Actually 1 only. Result actually I'm taking 1. Else block. If n value is not equal to 0, I have to go for result equals to n into factorial of n minus 1. This is. Finally, this function is returning the result value to the calling place. So where is the calling place? This is the calling place. This function will do logic. Finally, it will return the result to the calling place wherever it is there. So let's try to find this. And now you can see this time factorial of 3 is 6 only. How it is 6? This is 3 into 2 into 1 into like this. But in this case, every time a function is going to call itself. Look at here, I'm trying to keep the breakpoint here and try to start the debugging now, so that you'll come to know that what's going to be happening in this program. Debugger window started, function key plus F8. I'm hitting. Now you can see we are calling factorial of 3, n value 3, n equal to 0 means n value 3 here. 3 equal to 0 not correct. If not correct, it will go to else block, and else block is saying n equal n into factorial of n minus 1. N is what? 3, minus 1 is what? 2 only. So right now here factorial of 2. For finding factorial of 2 purpose, same function, it's going to call itself again. So it's going back. This is called recursion mechanism. 2 is there. N value 2, 2 equal to 0 also not correct. If not correct, it will go to where? It will come again else block. 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is what? 1 only. Let's go back, n value 1 again. 1 equal to 0 not correct. It will go to else block. N minus 1 minus 1 is what? Actually 0. Factorial of 0 is what? 1. Right now n value 0. Yes, n value 0. 0 equals to 0. Correct. Correct means under comes into if block. Result is 1 and it returns the result. But resulting before returning the result to the calling place, right now current value of n is 1. Let's go for 1, n value 1, 2, 3. Total 1 into 2 into 3, 6. Sixth value is going to return the result to the calling place. We got this factorial of 3 is 6 only. But this logic is not required to write in Python. The reason is we have clear idea to find how to find factorial of given number using math module. This logic is not required. Even this finding square of given number or power of given number, this is also not required. Directly, there is a built-in module available in Python that is called math module. So let's try to use math module here. Yes, math dot square root, math dot ceiling, math dot floor, like this, many more are there. So I'm trying to import math module. It's a built-in module. Print math dot factorial of given number. So let's run this. We are finding math dot factorial of 3. That means This is, now you can see 6 value. Factorial of 3 is 6 only. Not only factorial, now you can see math dot square root of 4, 2, then print math dot ceil function. Ceiling is there. Ceiling means 23.2 means 24, it is round up. Ceil means increase. Floor is there. Floor means what actually? Decrease. Math dot floor method is there. Floor. Floor method is 34.2 means 34.8 means it will floor. Floor in the sense 34 only. Yes, that is correct. 34. Now observe here. Let's close this all and let's run this only this. So this is factorial value of 3 is 6. Square root of 4 is 2. The math.cl is 23.2. Math.floor is 34.8. Still more, many more functions are there. Directly we can use pi value here. PIE. Sorry, math.pi. By default, pi value is what actually? I think 3.14 if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 3.14 mathematical pi. So many more are there. Tangent value, sine value, cos value, like this. So those who are working with mathematical functions, for them it easy in Python. They import math library directly and use it directly functions. No need to write any customization code for this. Directly available. Okay. So this is mathematical functions clearly. So this is alias functioning, nested function, and also we discuss different types of arguments, positional only arguments, keyword only arguments. What is the difference between star args and star star KW args? That's all for today. Just wait, don't go away. I'm going to give some exercise programming now. You can do it. And tomorrow we'll discuss this exercise programming also. So my task number 1, look at here. So task number 1, let's add one file and I'll explain the task and try to do it from your side. Tomorrow I'll explain. If not, now you can see task 1, sir. Task 1. Write a program. Class notes not required because this class notes already same thing is there in my PDF. Why it is required to share every day? I can actually just I'm writing my oral statement. Same statements are there in PDF also. Already I saved the PDF. No? That's one up. That and this not different actually. Now task 1 is write a program to reverse the string without write a program to reverse the string without using slice and join with reverse. Join with reverse. Got my point? See, just S equals to Durga Soft or else Sai I'm taking. I can do it string reverse like this, standard expression, colon, colon, -1. This I don't want. I can do with like this also. Now you can see dot join of reversed of S only. Got my point? Don't use these two patterns. Already explained in my string context. So S equals to Sai. S of colon colon -1 also will give results reverse string, and dot join of reversed attribute reversed function through also it will give reverse the string only. But I am asking what? Except these two. Okay, those two are reversing the string. But you have to go to other way. What way you want you can, but except these two logics, you can ignore them. Other way you can find out the string. Write a program to reverse the string without using slice, this one, and join with reverse function, this one. Don't use this one. Join with reverse. Okay, I have to you have to come with your logic with other way. So this is one task I'm giving clearly here, reversing the string. And next task is what you know. Next task 2. Task 2 is very simple. Okay, write a program to print what we can say, to print first n numbers reverse. Means what? For example, my input is 10. Reverse number 10 to 1 I have to print. My input is 20. 20 to 1 I have to print. Write a program to print first n numbers reverse. First n numbers means n value you have to give that. That value you have to reverse it. If I give 50 means 50 to 1 I have to display. Reverse order. Try to do these two tasks. Tomorrow I'll explain this task also. You can come with your code. Even I'll come with my code and we can compare this. Okay? Yes. So see you tomorrow. From tomorrow onwards, you can join at 9 p.m. sharp. Okay? All together. And only this Saturday and coming Sunday for 8 p.m. students only, you have a data structure sessions. String, list, tuple, set in detailed explanation is there for only 8 p.m. who joined 8 p.m. earlier. So for them, this coming Saturday and Sunday, I'll take 2 sessions, long sessions will be finished. And on coming Saturday, 9 p.m. students, you don't have class. Friday, up to Friday, you can attend, including Friday. So tomorrow, all together, you have to attend 9 p.m. sharp. That's all. Saturday, I'll discuss, no problem. And I request you to download all the videos, recording videos. And don't ignore in the, what we can say, in your drive videos downloading process. If you forgot to download, I cannot share it again. So only you can collect or you can request in our WhatsApp group and anybody can say it, they can share it. Now, I can't say it from my side. So that's what I said clearly in the demo sessions only. You must and should download everybody videos daily basis. So don't ask me back. I forgot to download. My computer completely gone. My mail ID corrupted. These kind of things I can't listen. So try to download everyday recorded videos and keep a folder and watch anytime without internet connection. If you keep the videos in drive, then obviously watching the videos, internet connection is required. So hope you understand. So see you tomorrow. 8 p.m. class not there. 8 p.m. why you are asking? I am asking clearly 9 p.m. you should join all of them all together. Only 8 p.m. students coming Saturday and Sunday. You will have a backup session. Those who join, there is no 8 p.m. at all. Only 9 p.m. for all of them.